When I first met Emma, I never imagined our love would be tested in such an unusual way. She was the kind of person who could light up a room without trying. I was quieter, more reserved, the one who preferred to watch from the sidelines. But Emma was the opposite. Bold, adventurous, always seeking something new. We met in college, during a group project neither of us really wanted to do. What started as awkward conversations over textbooks soon turned into late-night coffee runs, long walks around campus, and slowly, a love story that felt like it was written just for us. After graduation, life got real. Bills, jobs, responsibilities, all the things no one warns you about when you're falling in love at 22. But we made it work. We rented a small apartment in the city, filling it with second-hand furniture, mismatched dishes, and dreams far bigger than our budget. For years, things felt steady. Safe. Maybe too safe. Our love was there, no doubt, but routine had quietly settled in. I'd wake up, go to work, come home, eat dinner, watch something on TV with Emma, and go to bed. It was comfortable, but sometimes comfort feels like the enemy of passion. Emma's best friend, Lily, had been in our lives since college too. She and her boyfriend, Ryan, often joined us for dinners, game nights, or weekend trips. They were fun, spontaneous, always planning something new. One evening, after a long dinner at their place, Lily brought up something unusual. She laughed nervously before saying, "Have you two ever thought about swapping for a night?" The room fell silent. At first, I thought she was joking. But her expression was serious, curious, even. Emma raised an eyebrow, amused. "Swapping? What do you mean?" Ryan chimed in, "Not in the way people usually think. Not anything intimate. Just switching lives for a night. You know, Emma spends the evening with me, and you spend it with Lily. Different perspectives, different conversations. Maybe even learn something about yourselves in the process." It sounded strange, almost childish. But Lily explained it like a social experiment, an emotional challenge. Emma's adventurous side lit up instantly. "That actually sounds kind of fun." I wasn't sure. The idea of my girlfriend spending an entire evening with someone else, while I did the same, felt risky. But Emma's eyes sparkled with excitement, and deep down, I wanted to break free from our routine too. So, after a few days of thinking, we all agreed. One night. No rules broken, no lines crossed, just a swap. The night came faster than I expected. Emma went with Ryan. I went with Lily. At first, it felt awkward, like we were actors in a strange play. But slowly, the conversations began to flow. With Lily, I talked about things I hadn't discussed in years. Dreams I'd set aside. Fears I never voiced. She listened in a way that made me realize how rarely I opened up anymore. It wasn't romantic, it was eye-opening. She reminded me that I was more than just a man stuck in routine. Meanwhile, Emma later told me that her evening with Ryan was filled with laughter. They went for a long walk, ate street food, and talked about things she felt she'd forgotten about herself. Her adventurous side, her curiosity, her hunger for life, it all came rushing back. By the end of the night, we both came home changed. Not because we fell for someone else, but because we rediscovered parts of ourselves we had let fade away. When Emma walked through the door, her face glowed with the kind of joy I hadn't seen in months. And I, strangely, felt the same. We sat on the couch, holding hands, and for the first time in a long time, we really talked. She told me how Ryan reminded her of the carefree version of herself she used to be. How she missed being spontaneous. How she wanted us to find that spark again. I told her how Lily made me realize I had stopped sharing my inner world. I was so focused on responsibilities that I'd forgotten to dream out loud. We weren't angry. We weren't jealous. Instead, we were grateful. That one night, one simple swap, opened our eyes to what we were missing in our own relationship. In the weeks that followed, everything began to change. Emma and I started doing little things differently. Instead of eating dinner in front of the TV, we cooked together, talking and laughing like we used to. Instead of saving our weekends for errands, we took day trips, sometimes with no plan at all. I started opening up more, telling her about the ideas and dreams I'd buried under work and worry. She listened, encouraged, and shared her own. It wasn't about Lily or Ryan. It was about us. That night reminded us that love isn't something you can leave on autopilot. It needs attention, adventure, and honesty. Months later, Emma and I went on a trip to the mountains. Just the two of us. No schedules, no distractions. One evening, while sitting by the fire, she leaned against me and whispered, "That one night changed everything for us, didn't it?" I smiled, holding her closer. It did. It showed me that love isn't about staying the same, it's about growing together. She nodded, her eyes glistening in the firelight. And I wouldn't trade what we have for anything. Today, when I look back at that night, I don't see it as something strange or risky. I see it as the moment that saved us. It wasn't about jealousy or betrayal. It was about perspective. About realizing that sometimes, the smallest shakeup can reignite the biggest flames. Emma and I are stronger than ever. We still argue sometimes, still face challenges, still live in a world of bills and responsibilities. But now, we face it all with renewed passion, with the certainty that love is worth the effort, worth the risk, worth the growth. That one-night swap didn't just change our relationship. It saved it. It reminded us that love isn't just about holding on, it's about holding on while continuing to move forward, together.